it took me a long time to find the supplements that I could trust. And when I was introduced to nutraMetrix, I actually ran from them. The person that introduced me to it, I met at a conference, and I'm like, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I'm satisfied with where I am. And they said, well, just take a look at the delivery system. And it was the isotonic delivery system. And I was like, holy cow, this is a game changer.
Hi, my name is Jerry Gentry, and I'm an interventional pain physician located in Houston, Texas. I became introduced to nutraMetrix via the products. I'm an avid workout enthusiast, and I was taking various supplements that I would get from GNC, the Vitamin Shop, and other stores. And once I started taking the nutraMetrix products, I loved how the way they made me feel, and I wanted to share it not only with my family and friends, but also with my patients as well. I was lucky enough to recently attend a nutraMetrix health professional program in Dallas, Texas. And one of the things that they stressed was the importance of the GI system, of the gut, and how it relates to your entire body. And since attending it, I've really been really stressing my patients' diet and trying to correct that. And I've seen differences in my practice. One thing that I'm doing in my practice now that I didn't do prior to being introduced to nutraMetrix is that I'm looking at the patient as a whole. I'm looking at their dietary considerations. I'm also drawing wellness labs in my practice as well. And I'm finding that a lot of patients are deficient in various vitamins, and I'm able to offer a great product through nutraMetrix as far as correcting those deficiencies. Well, smart health professionals should definitely consider nutraMetrix as a part of their practice, because there are patients out there. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry as far as vitamins and supplements, and patients are out there. They're buying it on their own, and for the most part, the stuff that they're buying is not. I mean, it's not up to high standards. In other words, it's not regulated by the FDA. So they're looking for solutions to their problems. And as a healthcare professional, they trust me. And so they trust what I say, and I can provide a better product, a higher quality product for them. nutraMetrix and TLS, they're changing the way I look at things and the way I treat my patients. I am able to offer them a much better alternative, higher quality products, and just teaching them to live a healthier life, because nobody wants to live to be 120 and be miserable every day or not be active. And so that's how I want to live my life, and I'm able to share that with my patients, and that makes me feel really good and confident. But one of the things I will stress is that you have to believe in the product, and I totally believe in the product. I take the products every day, and it's changed the way I feel, and I feel so good that I love sharing it with my friends, my family, and I want to share that with my patients as well. I love the nutraMetrix website. It helps me not only when I deal with patients, because when I'm explaining the nutraMetrix program to them, I can tell them about the site. I can tell them, hey, you can go there, you can look up whatever product that you're interested in, and it will give you the background. It will give you the mechanism of action, how the specific vitamin can address their needs. And another point that I really love about it is when I'm trying to introduce it to other healthcare professionals, a lot of times they want to know what's the science behind it. And that site goes into that in depth and detail, because at the end of every product, you have a list of references. And there are some physicians, they won't even talk to you. They don't want to even talk about it unless you can say, hey, this is backed by clinical research. And so that website has been invaluable as far as helping me grow my business. There are several things that distinguish nutraMetrix from other companies, including the education and training that you receive. There are a ton of products out there. There are different things that they focus on. So it's totally not a cookie cutter approach. It depends upon what you're looking for and what drives you, your passion. And you can Once you've identified that through nutraMetrix, you can focus on it and achieve all your goals.
I am Julie Landsadel. I'm a family nurse practitioner from Bismarck, North Dakota. I was introduced to nutraMetrix. Actually, initially I was introduced through a Facebook post. I saw someone who had posted a message on Facebook about Mailbox Monday. To let you know what I was doing previously, as a family nurse practitioner, I work in the emergency room, and that's where I had worked for 10 years as an emergency nurse practitioner. We have full prescriptive authority, independent in the state of North Dakota. Loved what I did, loved working in the emergency room, loved the fast-paced life, and everything was going great until my health wasn't doing so well. Like I said, I had torn an ACL, but I also have several other health challenges that cause inflammation and pain, which many people do in the world. This is not uncommon, and I dealt with that on a daily basis in the emergency room. And when I couldn't fix me with all the medicines in the prescription pad that I had to look outside. And I honestly wasn't really looking when this happened. I always say I technically stumbled and limped into OPC and TLS, and it's been life-changing ever since. I feel that health professionals choose nutraMetrix because of the options it gives us as health providers. The education that is provided is like no other. The continuing education, the online wellness, the online websites that we have, the resources that we have available through nutraMetrix are extremely professional, and we're able to share all this information with our patients. And again, it's giving us as health providers options and our patients options, which I feel is so important, that everyone has an educated option on how to empower their health and their lives. The most positive memories I have with nutraMetrix training is when my family is present with me. At the last convention, all my 3 children were here with me, and my 2 youngest boys, Landon and Triton, are both going into nursing. One wanted me to be a nurse anesthetist, one wanted me to be a nurse practitioner. And we literally, the last 8 years, have been fostering a nutraMetrix environment within my family. My daughter Jordan does a lot of beauty from the inside out and health, and it's just everything that I do with my family builds my business, but it builds that team that we have within our family of being healthy. The nutraMetrix unfranchised business is unique because of the time freedom that it has given me. 8 years ago, I was an emergency room nurse practitioner, working long, busy hours, night shift, missing lots of events with my family. Move forward 8 years, having built working with other health providers, educating people on being healthy, giving people options. I have been able the last couple of years to spend much more quality time with my family, with my children, and being at events. Also, we are a much happier and healthier family. I always say a healthy family is a happy family, and I'm very proud of what that has done for our family, that what I have been able to do with nutraMetrix has given our family so much more time freedom and health freedom that we just did not have 8 years ago, and that really is priceless to me. nutraMetrix is changing the health of patients across America, really by educating them and making them aware. Many people are not aware that there are even options of wellness. They just don't know, just like I didn't know. And as we always say, you don't know what you don't know, but once you do, it's life-changing. It's going to change everything. So really, we're educating people on the road to health and wellness and just giving them options that they don't even know exist. Today, I am younger than I was when I opened my business 8 years ago. And it is such a wonderful feeling. I just didn't know about the options that were available. And I'm very happy that I do now, and for my family and for my patients. The main avenue that I have built my nutraMetrix business is through the products and services that we have. Isotonics and TLS Select have been extremely powerful in what I do. I run them in my office and I run them in people's homes. I do lots of wellness 101s. We do trim tea parties and incorporate that all into TLS classes. The majority of the growth of my business has come from TLS Select classes. the education is so empowering. And when you spend 12 weeks with someone and teaching them to be healthy and following that journey with them, it almost makes it just easy into that next step of them asking about, what do you do? And can I do this? It's easy to love the products of nutraMetrix. They have changed my life immensely, and that really is what built my Market America nutraMetrix business.
My name is Dr. Michael Chang, and I was introduced to nutraMetrix through an associate at a network business luncheon. Right now, I feel that the ability to earn ongoing income through nutraMetrix is something that no healthcare professional can say. But in addition to that, have the ability to help patients after they leave your office, and I just think that's phenomenal. I think that the healthcare system is changing. And the insurance reimbursement are also lower and lower. So for any healthcare professionals or practitioners, having a nutraMetrix business gives you more leverage to have other avenues coming to your office without depending on insurance companies. I think healthcare professionals really want to help people, and they have to think outside the box to really understand what is the best way to help patients. And nutraMetrix gives them that avenue to provide high quality nutraceutical products that can help patients' health after they leave the office, and still have a good follow-up process than just tell them to go get something at GNC or Walmart. Personally, to be sitting with 100 to 200 healthcare professionals from all discipline and learning the best from Dr. Deidre Mason and other amazing doctors on our staff, it's just an incredible experience. And then also to have the ability to exchange and discuss different ways and ideas of helping the patient's health is just very unique. That's unseen anywhere else. What makes the nutraMetrix business so unique is the fact that most doctors only work within their own scope, but with nutraMetrix, you're now connected with other health professionals through a system that you can actually help more patients than just yourself. So I just think that's an unbelievable concept where multiple doctors, multiple disciplines from the healthcare profession can actually leverage each other's business as well as help more patients. Collectively together, it's a system that helps everybody. I think TLS and nutraMetrix are changing the face of healthcare, because I personally believe that's the true meaning of healthcare, because everything else there is sick care. And this is the only program that actually teaches patients how to actually be well and understand what health means, because health is not just a mere absence of disease. It's actually how to live the optimal life. And with products and lifestyle change, and understand what is the meaning of actually a healthy lifestyle, that really I think can change the face of healthcare. How is the TLS and nutraMetrix site being able to help me grow my practice? Well, initially I always recommend the products person to person, for me interacting with the patient. Now, if the patient can't come in to pick up another product, or they feel it's more convenient, I do not have to have the inventory to provide that product to the patient. So I just think it's another addition to the healthcare professional to have that avenue where patients can still get quality products without them having to make the trip to over here. And now with everything being click and order, I now have the ability to offer the same thing as most retailers out there. I think the unfranchised business is the most awesome business, because you can leverage so many different avenues and divisions, and not just in healthcare or wellness care, because the business is so diverse that anybody can be successful in this if you just apply the system, work with the team, and then really have goals in mind with what the why in end. And that's why I think this is the most powerful business there is, once you understand what the business is all about and how you can help more people.
Well, I'm Dr. Edward Flores, and I'm a triple board certified physician, board certified in internal medicine, pulmonary medicine, and sleep medicine. And despite all of those board certifications, I never really put into practice all of what I was trained to do with regards to wellness. We studied it, but we never really implemented. And it wasn't until my wife, Norma, came up to me and asked me about wellness and whether I was interested in looking into it.
Hi, I'm Norma Flores, and I was introduced to nutraMetrix through a friend who introduced me to the products. She and I had gone to lunch, and she asked a very simple question. She asked, "How are you today?" And I proceeded to tell her how I had been to the physician's office, and he was ready to put me on some medication for my health. I was not prepared to do that. And so she asked if I was open to try some products, and she felt that could change my life. And that is how I got introduced to nutraMetrix. Simple question, how are you today?
Ancillary income takes that burden off of the healthcare provider, no matter at what area they're working in. And so that ancillary income accomplishes two things. It takes off the weight off of the practice to produce, because we have a different way of producing income. Secondly, we're in the people business. Ancillary income allows me to be able to do things for my patients that I wouldn't have time to do. What does that mean? Not just talking to the patient, but speaking with the patient, having a directed conversation to really understand where they are.
Also, it has allowed us to be able to teach and train not only our staff, but to also teach and educate our customers and our patients about the wellness solutions that we have for these patients. We no longer have to depend only on medication that is prescribed, but now we have an alternative, a natural way of being able to allow patients to have a decision whether they want to try something outside the box, try something new, try something that could possibly change their lives.
It's made our practice enjoyable. I feel like I'm not just treating the same disease with the same medications, getting the same results year after year after year. I'm actually changing their lives. I'm changing the quality of their life. They are enjoying their life. And that's why I went into medicine. I didn't go into medicine to just prescribe medications and watch my patients pass in misery. I went because I have a burden for them. That when they have pain, I feel their pain. I feel it. I didn't ask for this. But nutraMetrix Wellness Solutions has allowed me to create an enjoyable time for them where they have more energy, where they're not suffering in chronic pain, that their mentation is clear, that they can make good decisions. For me, that's a game changer. The patient and the consumer is smart enough to know that these products are different from anything they've ever tried before, because the products are moving out of our office, they're coming in and getting their own. And by the way, I'm also buying 3 times what I normally take because I'm going on vacation and I don't want to run out. Or I'm taking some up to my Aunt Susie in Wichita. So our patients understand the power of wellness and the difference between barely living to living better and living longer, because our families count on us.
I believe the one process that I'd like to do, or that I do on a daily basis, is one, of course, listen to the patients, but I ask the question that was asked of me, how are you today? And with that, it opens up the patient or the client to share what is going on in their lives. And really, people want to know what's going on in their lives. We are interested to know what's going on in their lives. And when we just ask the simple question, then we get some incredible answers. And that is an opening for us to share with them the good things about nutraMetrix and how we can help to implement a wellness solution for them.
People come up all the time and they ask, why should I implement a nutraMetrix wellness business, an unfranchised business? Well, the obvious answer is, of course, the financial returns. But you know, that's such a superficial answer. because there's so much more to our products. You see, when you look at business in general, the businessman who is able to affect the most people makes the most income. Whether you're Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, or whether you're Bezos, the more people you're able to impact, the greater the income is. And so in our business, we have the unique position of having a top shelf product that there are no other products on the market. And I have investigated them all the way to the time they're manufactured, because I didn't believe it at first. But I know now that our products, they never skimp. It's always the best products, top line ingredients for our patients and ourselves. But by being able to affect and benefit other people, by bringing this product on a one-to-one basis, being able to look across the table and say, how are you doing? And then following that up with, do you trust me? Will you try this product for just 1 month? And then tell me the benefits that you've received. If we can do that, it's a double whammy. We get to bless God's people and be supported in our efforts financially. And I think it's a no-brainer for me. Yeah, it's a win-win. It's changed our lives. It has literally changed our lives. It's so funny, honey. When I bring a patient into the office and they look at all the products in the case, I tell them, don't be frightened. Someone in my family is taking one of these products. I don't have anything on the shelf that my family's not taking. And if it's good enough for my family, it's good enough for you as my patient or my friend. And so nutraMetrix is available for everyone. You don't have to be a doctor to be able to bring high quality products. Right, sweetheart?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only that, but being a nutraMetrix consultant or a nutraMetrix health professional, it allows you to give hope to people that may not have a way of increasing their income, stopping the rat race, not having to do the 45-year plan.
But the point of it is that it brings me so much joy to bring such a positive, life-changing message, and to be able to use that 1/1000th of a volt to change someone's mind. And if I can change one person's mind, they can go out and be an army to change the world. And I think there's better in store for us. nutraMetrix brings that in spades.
I'm Dr. Penny Vachon. I'm a nurse practitioner in Charleston, South Carolina, and I got introduced to nutraMetrix through Tina Rose, who is another healthcare professional. She told me about nutraMetrix and I was sold instantly. And then I brought in...
I'm Heidi Heron, and I'm her assistant, her medical assistant in the office, her best friend, and the office manager. And she came to me the next day and said, "You're going to be my nutraMetrix consultant." And I said, "What is that?" And she goes, "Don't worry about it, we'll figure it out." So here we are. nutraMetrix is different than other companies because of their delivery system. I was very impressed with the delivery system and how it absorbs almost instantly all the nutrients that you need compared to a capsule or a tablet where you don't get nearly as much absorption.
For patients like me that are autoimmune patients that have nutrient deficiencies, getting that isotonic delivery system boosts those micronutrient deficiencies very rapidly versus something like a tablet or a capsule that took me forever, and I didn't see a big jump in my micronutrient panel versus when I changed over to the nutraMetrix system. I feel like health professionals choose nutraMetrix because, first of all, it's science-based. As a healthcare professional, we always want what research shows is best for our patients. And this isotonic delivery system truly delivers the best for my patients. And I feel like other health professionals, we all got into it for the same reason. We want to do what's best for our patients. And following that delivery system, backing it with science, backing it with research, having a wealth of education available is what truly sets it apart, and that's why we do it.
From the TLS aspect, it teaches you and gives you the education on nutrients and the foods that are good for your body and what you need to eat on a daily basis. Other programs restrict your calories and the portion sizes, where TLS gives you a whole food list, and if you stick to that food list, you will never be hungry and you will always be full. There was so much food. I even had a hard time getting in all the nutrients in the food on a daily basis. One thing that I do every day, actually we both do every day, to increase the success of nutraMetrix is being a product of the product. We take our supplements every day on time when we're supposed to take them, and we have seen significant difference in our bodies.
Ancillary income for my practice gives me the ability to spend more time with my patients and to not focus so much on the money side of things. It gives me the freedom to be able to spend more time with my patients and to have these other types of conversations than what they would traditionally get in a medical practice. So one positive memory from our last nutraMetrix training was the family environment. We went into it as fairly new nutraMetrix professionals, as a consultant and as a healthcare professional, and we walked into an enormous family of like-minded people, all with the same common goal in mind, which is let's help our patients one patient at a time and truly make an impact in their lives. And I think that was the biggest takeaway for me from that training that we went to.
And the biggest takeaway I have from that training is that even if someone's not on your team, they're more than willing to help you because it's all one big family.
What I'm able to do now with nutraMetrix is to be able to provide more one-on-one time with my patients. nutraMetrix provides me the opportunity to do lifestyle education, supplement education, diet management, and we're able to do that with more time and without insurance involvement, and nutraMetrix makes that all possible.
I'm Rebecca, and my background is in financial services and management, and I did everything from office automation, consulting, re-engineering, securities analysis. So I really have a very large corporate background and management background, and that's what I did prior to staying at home with the kids for a while.
I'm Joe Carfey, MD. I'm a physician. I've been a physician for almost 33 years, and I'm still working full-time and a half.
I was introduced to nutraMetrix through the business model. I had stayed home with my two boys, raising them for until they were really in high school, and I was thinking about the future, and I was looking for something. And a neighborhood friend of mine, I went with her and I saw the business plan, which I thought was brilliant with my business background. The financial security of this company, the profitability was outstanding and really caught my attention. And I felt that with my perhaps sometimes people say pathological attention to detail, if I focused on this business, that there's no doubt that my husband and I would be successful. And then once I started my business, I fell in love with the nutritional supplements. And look, you know, with my corporate background, but my husband being a health professional, a medical doctor, specializing in physical medicine rehabilitation, nutraMetrix was really a natural fit.
Let's be blunt. We're an obese nation. We eat processed foods, we eat fast foods, we prepared foods, and even the fresh produce is being stripped of its nutrient value over the past many decades. What TLS has provided is an educational system to teach people how to live a healthy lifestyle. The nutritional supplements, the phytonutrients and their combinations are enhancing the health and well-being and function of various body systems, cardiac, gastrointestinal, immune, hormonal, all of them.
Well, the reason why I think everybody should evaluate a nutraMetrix unfranchised business is that it really affords you the ability today to be your own boss, which has virtually disappeared in medicine. So, with the wellness revolution, it gives you the ability to focus on that, plus what's going on with online shopping and consumer products. This company is so hugely diversified, and it really gives you the ability down the road to make your own path.
Now, from my perspective, it is becoming increasingly challenging for a physician to make a decent living in the private practice setting. Insurance companies simply don't pay for cognitive services. They like to pay for procedures, they like to pay for tests. You go to the doctor's office, they do a lot of tests, maybe you see the doctor for 5 minutes. So what nutraMetrix allows is that additional income stream while providing top quality products to enhance the health and wellness of your patients.
I mean, nutraMetrix business is different than anything else I've ever experienced, coming from a corporate background. The fact that the senior management of the company are down in the trenches, working with the business owners, building their own businesses, gives them a pulse on what is going on. That plus outstanding training systems and all the tools that are in place to support health professionals and other business owners is the teamwork, and I mean, there are just so many things, and the people are just the best. So I love nutraMetrix, and I love this company. Before nutraMetrix, when we thought about that we did want to retire down the road, we weren't sure how we were going to be able to do that. And with my husband's medical career and all the work that he put in, we got used to a certain level of lifestyle. So now that we're building our nutraMetrix business, this is going to give us the ability to actually retire with this company. And not only that, but we're going to have fun doing it.
I'm Shannon Truex. I'm a registered nurse, health coach, and consultant for healthcare professionals. And I was introduced to nutraMetrix by someone who I actually went to health coaching school with. She's been doing nutraMetrix for 10 years, and she's amazing, and she told me about what nutraMetrix was all about with helping healthcare professionals. And being a healthcare professional myself, I had to get involved. nutraMetrix is different from other companies because it has a focus on the healthcare professionals, not only with using high-quality science-based nutraceuticals, but education, technology. We really want to focus on the healthcare professional and having their practice run smoothly, optimally, and with a wellness aspect that is new to their practice that we help coordinate as consultants. With nutraMetrix, we're able to bring ancillary income into a private practice, which is really important considering all the things that practitioners are up against in private practice. We get to bring in ways to help their practice stay in business, help the patients, and everybody wins. The things I have been able to do that I haven't been able to do before I met nutraMetrix is work with a team of other healthcare professionals, work with a team of consultants, and not only where I'm living, but all over the country. We all collaborate together, we work together, and now I can bring practitioners together, I can work with them, and we're all learning and helping patients together. And that team effort was not possible before nutraMetrix. I feel that healthcare professionals choose nutraMetrix because everything that they get the technology, they get high quality, science-based education, information, nutraceuticals. They have so many options to offer their patients. We're doing genetic testing. We're going into their practice and making sure their practice stays afloat and that they're getting income in to stay in business to continue to help other patients in the future. So any practitioner would benefit from taking a look at nutraMetrix, bringing it into their practice, and not only that, but you get your own consultant to help you through the whole process. So you're not doing it alone. You get other practitioners to bounce ideas off. It's just an incredible business. Going to the nutraMetrix trainings is by far one of the best parts about nutraMetrix. You get to work with the other people who are doing what you're doing, but then you get to hear their stories. You get to hear the stories that they have with their patients. You get to hear what they're doing with their community. You get to learn the science. You get to learn the technology.
And you come together in a room and you look around and you're like, wow, I'm surrounded by other like-minded healthcare professionals and the people who want to support them. And I think that's just invaluable to get to a training and understand what you have and what you're dealing with. Being a critical care nurse makes it so that I'm seeing what happens when people don't take care of their health, and for me to come in with nutraMetrix and start actually taking care of health on the preventative side, the more integrative functional side of how this body works and how we treat it and what we do with it, is an incredible asset to the healthcare system. We all should be practicing medicine or teaching people about health in a way that is preventing disease, and with nutraMetrix we're able to do that. We can offer, the nutraceuticals for when maybe they're filling in the gaps of stuff that's missing. We can do genetic testing to really hone in on what's happening with them, with their health as a genetic point, and we have the resources and technology where we can do a lot of this online, outside of the office and outside of the practice, and so you're really working with your patients beyond what you can do in the office in those few minutes that you might get with them. You can really educate, and the education piece is really important. I would strongly recommend that everyone look at nutraMetrix. Whether you're a healthcare professional, whether you are someone looking for a business, I think nutraMetrix is doing an incredible job with the wellness movement in America. It's doing an incredible job leading the way in actually bringing health back to the healthcare system and bringing that income back to the healthcare practitioner's pocket, bringing income into people who are helping the healthcare practitioners, is an incredible way to help everyone financially and with their health.
My name is Tina Rose, and I'm a women's healthcare nurse practitioner for many, many years. I was first introduced to nutraMetrix about 12 years ago by a physician colleague. At the time, I did not take advantage of the opportunity, however, because I was gainfully employed by a hospital group practice, and number one, I didn't think my employers would allow it, and number two, I had been there for so long caring for my patients, I honestly didn't think I would ever need a plan B. I soon learned, however, that that was not the case. When corporate medicine came and bought the hospital group, I found myself a casualty of that takeover, and I was out of a job. I decided the only way I was going to be able to care for my patients that I had built for so long was to open my own practice, and that's what I did. When I first opened my women's health practice, I realized that I couldn't spend time with my patients and earn an income. I had to choose one or the other. With nutraMetrix, I realized that I could keep my practice open. So my why when I first started the practice was to keep my practice open so that I could care for the patients that I've been caring for so long. For me, ancillary income is the only reason my practice is still open today. As I said, I learned early on that I could either care for my patients and spend time with them, or I could earn an income. I could not do both. And so with nutraMetrix, I have since built up my practice. Word has spread of the type of practice I have, caring for patients in a holistic way and spending time with them. And in the last 3 years, I have built up the practice to the point where I've been able to hire a medical assistant, moved into a brand new suite, and more recently hired another nurse practitioner part-time who is now able to contribute to the overhead of the practice and allows me to focus on my wellness programs and weight loss programs that I've since implemented. Since I've implemented a nutraMetrix custom health solutions into my practice, I've been able to keep my doors open, and I've been able to truly care for my patients the way I believe they should be cared for, not the way corporate medicine or insurance companies tell me I should be caring for my patients. I'm able to focus on their whole women's wellness and not just their body parts, and really help them achieve their optimal wellness, not just the lack of disease or the lack of illness. I feel that health professionals choose nutraMetrix for the same reason I did, as a way of keeping their practice open and not depending on corporate medicine to tell us how to practice. And I think there's a strong push right now amongst consumers for health and wellness. And since in the last 18 months, I've helped about 18 nurse practitioners actually open a nutraMetrix business so that they too can have their dream of owning a practice become a reality. I absolutely love all the nutraMetrix trainings, and I go to as many as I can possibly attend because I'm amazed by the wealth of knowledge that we can continuously get. I'm constantly amazed at the brilliance of our clinical director, Dr. Deidre Mason, and the wealth of knowledge that she offers us and the clinical staff that she brings to all the trainings. And one of my favorite memories, I guess, is when Dr. Deidre Mason asked me to participate in one of her online summit trainings that we provide complimentary to health professionals only. And that was just such an honor for me to be able to teach other health professionals what I have learned through the whole nutraMetrix system and the education behind it. nutraMetrix is changing the health of patients across America by focusing on optimal wellness, and no longer is health defined as the absence of illness. In the last century or so, we've really increased the lifespan of our population through technology, but unfortunately we have not focused enough on the quality of that lifespan. By working with healthcare providers in the field, we are really able to change the whole healthcare environment one clinician at a time. And so that now we as clinicians can start putting the health and the care back into healthcare in America.
My name is Michelle Berliga, and I'm an occupational therapist. I work as a manager and OT for a nonprofit mental health agency for adolescents, from early psychosis up through older adults, so transitional age youth all the way through the older adult system. I'm also an occupational therapist in a combat and operational stress control unit for the Army Reserve, recently returned from a one-year deployment. As an occupational therapist, our brain is focused on the whole person perspective, not so much the heart or the brain or the gut or any piece of your body. So what I found in my practices a lot is that each individual practice seems to focus on one aspect without speaking to the whole person, the whole body, what their goals are, what their challenges are, their strengths are. And so I came to this convention following a friend of mine who's a healthcare professional and watching as she's developed within the business, and I was curious to see if this company, this program, this mission had the same aspects of the OT profession that I would look for in future careers. And I found that they do. From the mixture of the healthcare professionals that understand that it takes more than just pure medication that they have to purchase, through the physical therapists, and there's OTs in there as well that I was really shocked and impressed to hear about. And from sports medicine to business professionals to across the board, everyone understands that is a whole person that you're taking care of. And the healthcare piece of it is impressive in that they're looking for clean, they're looking for organic, they're looking for what really focuses in on your needs, whether that's the stress aspects, whether that's the genetic aspect that I'm learning about here at the conference. And it really fits into my mission, my goals as an OT, and future career possibilities. It's one family. The owners, the CEOs, the business, the executive team, the advisory boards, everybody really truly cares about what they're doing, and not so much about how they gain from it, but how they help the next person down the line and how they can help the next people after that. And so you really do feel the community aspect. They do a lot of work in terms of making sure you believe in yourself, let alone believe in your clientele and your mission and your employment goals and your financial goals and your family goals. So it's definitely widespread in terms of the goals that you can accomplish and how much they care about you as a person and the community feel. It is impressive, and I will say this, healthcare professionals are hypocrites a lot of the time. We find that we practice very different than we preach. So we preach that you need to stay balanced, you need a healthy lifestyle, you need to be stress-free, you need to take breaks, You need to make sure that you're spending time with your family, your friends, as well as your business. And then we go and we work ourselves to death, and we don't have time for all that. And I've heard it over and over at this international conference for Market America that you can do both. It is possible, and I know many people here that I've heard testimonials from, again, the executive level down to the actual consultants and the UFOs, I'm learning the words, that you can work and earn, and you can spend time with your family, and you don't have to miss opportunities to have memories with your family, to be a part of adventures and just fun things that you're doing, as well as still making the money that you want and growing your business and developing that networking. So it's been an amazing experience to learn that and to see that happening in real life. So I came to this conference not only to support one of my close friends who works in healthcare and is a UFO and is a healthcare provider, but to learn more about the TLS, the nutraMetrix, the isotonics, the new products that are coming out, and to see if it's something that I want to do in my future career, and to see if it's worthwhile to take that risk to decrease my profession that I'm doing in mental health, in the nonprofit world, to get into this to see if it's worthwhile. And I am definitely highly interested. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to start a business because I didn't like the way that the system was working, and I definitely see that this product, this company, this program, the TLS, all of those can be a part of that future program, and I look forward to following my friend more, learning more, and I may actually decide to start purchasing, and you never know, I might actually become one of those UFOs.